What if I told you that believing you're special could be what's holding you back as a writer?
No, no, no.
Sounds backwards, I know, but as a writer, this is not a good mindset to have because it can lead to discouragement and even burnout. Don't believe me? Stay tuned to this video because I'm going to show you why the I'm special mindset is not a good one to have as a writer, and how actually believing that you're ordinary could be the key to unlocking your potential for success. So let's break this down. Maybe you grew up thinking you were a great writer. Maybe you had teachers or other adults around you that told you you had all this potential as a storyteller. Or maybe as you got older, you started getting some sort of feedback from someone in your world that made you feel somehow that you had this special, unique gift for writing. So you wrote some stories and you decided you would try getting them traditionally published. Maybe you got rejected. Maybe you posted something and it flopped. Maybe you released a book and it didn't sell very well. The usual things happen that tend to happen to writers. You went out there full of dreams and thinking you were special and you were going to be able to make this thing work, and you got some messages back, either through rejections or poor sales or blog posts that weren't going anywhere, nobody's paying any attention, and you start thinking, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I'm not special at all. And worse, maybe if I'm not special, I'll never make it. That's the problem right there. That is the lie. The special mindset is actually what they call a fixed mindset in disguise. It tells you that your talent is innate, that it's just there, that you're just naturally special, you were born that way. And that leads to the thinking that either you have it or you don't. So when you hit a wall or you come up against the challenges that all writers come up against, you think that it means, oh, I must have been wrong. I'm not special, at least not the kind of special that I need to be a successful writer, so I guess this isn't for me. Sound familiar? I know that this happens, and not just from research, but because I've lived it. I used to think that I had something special when it came to writing. But then when I started coming up against all the rejections and all the failures and all the blog posts that weren't getting any comments, and then I finally did get published and I didn't have very many sales on my first book, and I started thinking, this doesn't feel right. Maybe I'm not special. And that kind of feeling is really yucky. What changed it for me was when I read some studies and I read some information on this idea of fixed mindset, which is also the special mindset. And I realized that I was hurting myself actually by somehow believing that I had some gifts in this area or that I was special in this area, because that led to this fixed mindset. So I changed and I started thinking more like I was ordinary. That shift, that's what saved my writing career.